The iPhone 12 and 12 Pro, they're amazing. And good news is they're amazing without really needing any accessories. Anything at all. You can use it by itself and have a grand old time because cell phones are just closed loop little systems. However, there are some things that you can use to take it to the next level and make your iPhone a little bit safer, a little easier to use, and just make it an overall better experience. So what are my favorite accessories? All these things right here. Let's find out. I don't want to slam it because I took it off its case. What's up everyone? I'm the Everyday Dad, and if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. So yes, there are some accessories that I'm a very big fan of, but it's gonna be a little bit different than say a MacBook accessory video or an iPad accessory video. A lot of these things are just, they enhance the phone, but again, you don't actually need anything to make the phone awesome. I mean, check this phone out. Look how cool that is. Ugh, don't look at the sides because they're like fingerprint magnets. So first off, speaking of those sides, the thing that I would recommend straight off the bat is the Apple Silicon case. Now I've been using the Apple Silicon case since my iPhone XR, and before that, I'd always gotten like the big heavy cases that totally protect it. They're like little battle tanks that you need because I was always afraid that if I dropped it, it might break, scratch the screen, scratch something. But since getting the iPhone Silicon case, especially with my iPhone 11, I mean, you've seen it here on the channel, I've chipped off serious chunks of that thing because I've dropped it while out running, and my iPhone 11, nary a scratch. So I'm a very, very big fan. I actually got two colors of this because I really like this color for thumbnails, and when I go to like boring places where people don't want exciting phones, I use this boring green one. But one of the cool things about this year's case is you can see these little rings here. These are the MagSafe magnet parts of the case, and we'll talk more about MagSafe in a minute. But these cases come with it built in. And again, it's very simple. You just put the iPhone in there. And then the thing about the iPhone 12 Pro is everything else about it's great, but those stainless steel sides, they're like designed. Apple in a laboratory somewhere designed like the most fingerprintable, is that the way to say it? That's the way to say it. The most fingerprintable material known to man, because these sides pick up some fingerprints. And that's the main reason why I use this case. I think I would like this case if it was just like the edge. If we only had like the edge of the case and we left the back free, I think I would like this even better because it is a premium device. You can get any kind of case. There's all sorts out there. You don't have to pay this much for it, but I definitely recommend some kind of a case. I know a lot of people go caseless. I'm not one of those crazy people. And then the next thing to put on this, on top of the case, is, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this very well, but I do have the screen protector on here. Now, Apple did say with the iPhone 12, they have their ceramic shield glass technology, which should be more shatter resistant, more scratch resistant. I never care like how scratch resistant a glass on a cell phone is because I always use a screen protector. Do you know why I always use a screen protector? Because there is no consumer grade scratch proof glass. I don't care what kind of technology Samsung's come up with, LG's come up with, Apple's come up with. I put a screen protector on there because the darn thing will scratch. You don't have to spend a lot of money on like top of the line glass screen protectors. I bought this one for like $5. There's a pack of two that I got for $5 on Amazon. These are the two things. If you don't listen to anything else that I talk about today, these are the two things, case and a screen protector, and you will be set, ready to go. But let's talk a little bit more about MagSafe. So what MagSafe is in the context of the iPhone, because Apple did have the MagSafe that was on their MacBooks, and it was their charger that was like held on by a magnet where if you tripped it, it would yank out instead of like pulling your entire laptop down with you. That's not what this MagSafe is. This MagSafe is like it is a magnet, and it attaches to the back of your phone for charging purposes. And I really like this. This is actually the way that I charge my phone from now on for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not a big fan of lightning. I just like how this sets itself up. So the way that I charge my phone is I just charge it at the end of the day. So this is sitting on my nightstand. I just set it down and I can watch all of my videos from my bed. I know you're not supposed to watch your screen like before bed. I do too much of that. And then I don't have to worry about how the phone is oriented because I can always move this around to wherever it needs to go. With lightning, it's gotta be there. So the phone has to be in one spot depending on where my charger is. And my charger plugged into the wall means that my phone always has to be like this. Well, I don't always want it to be like this. Sometimes I wanna get some work done or type out a quick email. Then I've got MagSafe that is like this. It's little things like this. It is expensive when you consider how much the cost of like a regular charging brick would be because there is no charging brick, more on that in a second. And the cool thing about MagSafe is not necessarily the case, the charger, the things that Apple has come up with. What I'm really excited about MagSafe is what all the third-party vendors will be able to come up with to make accessories for this. Moment has already teased like the huge range of like accessories for this, and we'll probably, in the future, we'll probably have to do a video when a lot more like third-party accessories come out for this. where we just talk about all the cool MagSafe accessories. We already kind of did that, but there's only a few out. But I've seen like external batteries that could go on this, the wallet that could do this, cases, mounts, data transfer kind of stuff. I'm very, very excited to see what comes out of the MagSafe on the iPhone 12. But enough of that, let's talk about some other things. So one of the things that Apple did this year, whether you agree with it or not, is they're taking a more carbon neutral stance. And to do that, they've shrunk the size of their packaging, and they did not include a charging brick with the phone this year. They give you the cable, but not the brick. So you're gonna need some kind of charging adapter if you don't already have one. And the cable that comes with it is USB-C to Lightning and not USB-A to Lightning. So your older brick will not work with the new cable unless you already have an old brick and an old cable. But there are additional bricks out there that you can get. This is the 20-watt charger that is more powerful than the older Apple chargers. And if you're gonna buy one, I would recommend you get this one for a couple of reasons. One, it will charge a little bit faster than the standard Apple charging brick that you might have, you know, the smaller square one. And when it works with MagSafe, it will give you the best power delivery that the MagSafe charger can do. It doesn't really bother me that much because I don't charge in the middle of the day. I charge all of my technology when I'm sleeping. So long as it can charge it to full in the 8 hours that I'm asleep, we're good. But the reason I recommend this is a more future-proof model. Yes, it is a little more expensive, but this will work with all of Apple's things going forward. It's already got USB-C. It does a little bit faster charging if you are in a hurry. I really recommend this. It's not the perfect charger. One of the things that I don't like about Apple standard chargers is the prongs are always out no matter what. So I use this RavPower 65 watt charger, and you don't get all of the advantages of the 65 watts on the iPhone, but you do get USB-A and USB-C, and the prongs go up and down. So it makes it a more useful if you're gonna do any kind of traveling. Yes, they're about the same size, but you get double the power options. You get more power that you can do if you're charging something like an iPad or a MacBook. And I like this too. If you are out and about and you do need to charge your phone a little bit and you don't have access to any kind of like a wall outlet, you get something like this Anker Battery. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery that, again, much like the charger, does USB-A and USB-C, and it will work with MagSafe. Check this out. See? It's charging. There are a few things that I always have with me, and one of them is an external battery, because you just never know. I just hate having to search for a wall outlet if I need it, or I don't like letting my phone get too low on power if I can avoid it. Always have some kind of an external battery. And this one, look, it's light, it's small. I like this. The only thing I do wish this had, and I think I mentioned this in the last accessory video, I wish this had like the display that showed you like the percentage of power left. There are options like that on the market, but I went a little bit cheaper because external batteries don't have to be flashy. They just have to store power and then recharge your devices, right? It's the simple things. So one of the things about the iPhone is it has an exceedingly powerful processor, and that processor lets you do a few really cool things. You can do real legitimate video editing on here. You can do all sorts of like photo editing and processing. But to really do that, because it doesn't, I mean, I don't see an SD card slot on here, you're gonna need a couple of like dongles. Now, I didn't go for the big dongle that has the HDMI, the USB-C, all of that stuff, because while you could, and we have done it before, where we've taken an iPhone and plugged it into an external monitor, you could turn this into like a little travel portable computer. It's not, I mean, how practical on a day-to-day basis is that? Not really. So we're just gonna talk about the Lightning to SD adapter and the HDMI adapter. It's got another Lightning thing on here so you can charge it and have it plugged into HDMI at the same time. But yeah, these are the two dongles that I would recommend. You don't necessarily have to buy the Apple versions, but I prefer having the Apple versions because sometimes the cheaper dongles can give you problems and they're not always Apple certified. These, as Apple accessories, they are Apple certified. So the best of both worlds. These are if you're gonna get dongles, get these. And then another really powerful, we talked about the processor, but another really powerful thing about iPhones is the camera. And having a few accessories to take full advantage of the camera is really important. And I don't mean like an external lens, I don't mean an external like camera case. I just mean a few things that will actually hold the camera for you if you don't wanna just do everything where it's like this. So if you wanna be able to get away from your phone and you can't like, you know, it doesn't necessarily want to stay up that well, you can get a few of these things. These are just very simple little phone clamps. So this is the one from Manfrotto. All you do is you clip it onto your phone. And then what it gives you a few 1/4 threads so that you can adapt it to a tripod if you want to. This is my favorite little Manfrotto mini tripod. And then there you go. You could use this for a Zoom meeting. You could use this for all kind of things. And the reason I like this one most of all is even if you don't have this tripod, this version has a little kickstand on the back. You could still use this to watch movies or do a Zoom meeting without having to hold it off of just a standard desk. This thing then folds right back onto the back of itself. and it goes. The build quality is pretty good. It's not the best. It does feel pretty plasticky, but it gives you that extra little advantage. And there are cheaper ones out there, or even smaller ones. This is the Joby version. It does the same thing where it gives you the quarter 20 on bottom. It doesn't give you the back quarter 20, and it doesn't have that little like folding out back thing, but sometimes you don't need all that. And then yes, just a little like Manfrotto Pixie tripod if you are looking for a tripod at all. These little things, they don't cost very much. This one is the older version. It's not the newer version. I don't like the newer version, even though it has those extendable legs, because the build quality is not great. This build quality, this is a self-defense tool if you also need that. Don't hit anybody with it unless you really need to. And the last couple of things I want to talk about, one of the benefits of having the iPhone is the Apple ecosystem. So the two best things to get yourself into the Apple ecosystem for the iPhone are the Apple Watch, and this is the Apple Watch Series 6. I drop stuff all the time. And the AirPod Pros. These have their own videos because of how good they are. And they're not necessarily accessories because this is half the price of the phone itself. I'm a big runner. I run almost every single day of the week. This is my fitness tracker. It gives me my notifications. I use it to stream music when I'm running. This thing, it's awesome. It pairs, well, the only phone that it pairs with is the iPhone. So you're kind of stuck with the iPhone if you want to have the Apple Watch. And then the AirPod Pros. Now I don't have the AirPods here for a specific reason because I've been using, when Google sent out the Pixel 5 phones, and they did send me a Google Pixel 5, they sent the Pixel Buds out with them. If we're talking about lower end Bluetooth headphones, I really like those, but for the high end, nothing beats the AirPod Pros. The noise cancellation on these is fantastic. They, much like the watch, easily pair with the iPhone, and this right here is like my perfect everyday carry of tech, so to speak. Like you can do everything you could want to do with technology, you can do it here. Video editing, emails, word processing, you can do all of your work here. You can conduct those meetings in private thanks to the AirPods, or you can enjoy music or YouTube videos with this. You can then have your fitness tracker, you can have all of your notifications, everything on this watch. This is the perfect kit right here. So yeah, these are my favorite accessories for the iPhone 12. In the comments below, let me know, what are your favorite accessories for your iPhone 11, 12, whatever your favorite accessories are, because I love these little gadgets. They're my heart. I'm a very big fan of all of these gadget videos. And if you liked this video and you're like, okay, Gary, I like accessories as much as you do. That's hard to believe, but you might actually like accessories more than I do. I've got one of these videos for the new iPad Air that you should definitely check out. You can find that by clicking right here. Click, 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 click. Thanks for watching.